Yo! What's up, everybody? Welcome to the first ever Creekside Live. We're testing out a lot of kinks tonight. So I first need to know if you can hear me, if everything is coming through clearly. And we're just going to have some fun tonight. This is the first of what I hope to be many. And I already see so many of you in the chat. We're live. Okay, I'm seeing some good things here. Yes, we can hear. What up? Love it. So good to see everybody. I'm going to give some people some time to come on in. And while we do that, I'm going to let you guys know of a few things around here on these so-called Creekside Lives. Couple things. Tonight, we're doing Q&A style, so you ask questions, I'm going to answer them. I'm smoking something very exciting, which I'll probably reference several times throughout the night. This is, as we say in Discord, ROTT, baby, right off the truck. A new exclusive that we're working on with Crown Heads that was birthed out of our Discord channel and some ideas from the one and only Mr. Dana. So first time getting to smoke this. I'll explain a little bit more about it in a second, but it will be my first time smoking it. We're going to be going through and talking a little bit about the state of cigar lounges and cigars in 2026, things we're excited for. I would love to know what you guys are excited for, and what cigars coming down the pipeline or events are coming up that you are pumped as a consumer, as people in the industry for. And we'll do a little bit of stuff like that. Before we go any further, I would be remiss if I did not shout out a couple of our lovely Patreon folk. We got 2 featured Patreon members tonight. First up, Johnny Co. Johnny, thank you so much for your support. Appreciate it. Johnny's been a member for several months now. Really appreciate that. And second, Patreon VIP of the night, Mr. Austin Hampson. And I'm repping the hat that he gave me last week when we were in Sarasota at our first ever Creekside in-person lounge meetup. I've already seen a few of you guys in the chat. Kat, I saw you. Austin, I know you're in here with the legend himself, Chad. So shout out to both of you from Sarasota, Florida. Thank you guys. And Austin, thanks for all the support. Thanks for being part of our Patreon and the whole Creekside community in general. And I finally have one of the upside down hats, which really fires me up. If you guys also, if you don't know, couple things. I'm going to try and answer as many questions as I can here. We also have a super chat link in the description of this video. It's a little complicated because we got to work around all the YouTube tobacco love fest to get super chats to work. But if you click that link, you can create a quick free account just using your Facebook. And then any super chats that come through, I will make sure to prioritize those, that we get all of them answered. And maybe, just maybe, you could be the first ever Creekside stream boss by subscribing, sending in super chats, stuff like that. It'll be a battle all night. We'll leave it here. If it works, awesome. If it doesn't, you let me know and we'll take it down. We also have giveaways tonight. This is the last thing before I dive into some questions. Giveaways. I've got a lot. We've got a bundle of Thunder Kiss. Holy crap, Griff Howie. I'll include it in my weekly expense. Everyone welcome Griff Howie to the chat, please. If you've ever dealt with Creekside and any form of our shipping, logistics, and customer service, you know Griff well. If you used to follow back in the day of the Griff and Dave show, you know it well. We might be bringing it back. If you smoke Warp cigars, you know Griff. And if you know Griff, you know, great guy. Thank you, Griff. I appreciate that, and I'll expect to see it in the weekly report. But we're giving away Thunder Kiss tonight. We're giving away a Hallowed Hands 5-pack. We're giving away multiple $50 and $25 Creekside gift cards. And the thing that's going to help me do that, where'd it go? Hold on. Is this lovely thing right here, the wheel. And we will spin this wheel, or certain people will spin this wheel. When they win the giveaway, they'll get a chance to run it, and it should be fun. All right. Let's get in. Let me check here on the chat and see what we got. Oh, Mull. I see Mull in the house, the legend himself. If you ever want to hang with Mull, he could be in the Creekside Virtual Lounge. BG, Let's go, baby. It's good. BG's in the house. Michael Grider, what's up, bro? All right, I'm also going to get Toast in here. Okay, hold on. I got a question. Charlie Boyce 6370 asks, what is your Mount Rushmore of Maduros? Great question. Right now, I would be remiss if I didn't say Warp's Corto Maduro. The verdict, I've only smoked one X54, and I really enjoyed it. I'm still the 46 guy. I think there's a little more intensity, a little more flavor. But I do think that the 54 is the definitive Padron eliminator. And if you've had it, you know what I mean. Altan, what's up, bro? Good to see you here. Home in 6335 with the wife watching Creekside Live. What more could one ask for? Absolutely nothing else. Shout out to you and your lovely bride, my friend. All right, what was the most... Let's dive in right here. I don't think I can highlight these. I'm going to try to. Hold on. This is all new, folks. All right. Lamb3V808 asked, what was the most difficult challenge you faced while operating a cigar lounge, and how did you overcome it? All right. Well, I'm gonna be thinking about this as I cut and light this phenomenal cigar, because that is we're just coming in hot on this first live with a great question. Thank you so much for the question. And there we go. Okay, most difficult challenge you faced while operating a cigar lounge. I would say one of the hardest things is not knowing what you don't know. And for myself, for Wick, for BG, the three of us that own and operate Creekside, none of us had experience running brick and mortar cigar lounges. None of us had experience running a retail store, running a hospitality business. And so you kind of go with your gut instinct of what you want to see and how you want people to walk in and experience it. But, you don't always think about everything that could go wrong. We've had our fair share of these kinds of things. I would say one of the most difficult challenges early on with Creekside was getting the team right and making sure we had the right people in the right places and understanding what we needed out of a team, and that it was more than just selling cigars and giving them numbers to hit, that we wanted to put a strong emphasis on hospitality and on service. And we talk about this all the time, and you guys are probably sick of it. But it's the DNA of who we are as Creekside. And so for us, it's like, how do you train that? How do you instill that in a staff and in a team that truly cares? Because if they don't, it's hard to fake that you care about the people that come in and out. And so early on, we were just trying to get people there, trained up on how to use the systems, get the furniture assembled, get the doors open, make sure there was people that wanted to come buy the cigars. And we definitely did not spend enough time building out our vision, our values, our mission, and what all of that would entail, and really like why are we operating this cigar lounge? It's got to be about more than just selling these cigars. And so we had some growing pains there, but those growing pains was the forcing mechanism to us not only putting together the mission, vision, values, but seeing why we needed to, and really not just leaving it in our heads, but putting it on paper and making it happen. And then a lot of other stuff like what you think the HVAC is going to cost in a cigar lounge with smoke eaters versus what it does, how events run, parking. I mean, so many taxes in Ohio for the state of Ohio is like so much more intense than other states, and just getting all of that going and all of the things that kind of come in the way, and making sure we kept service hospitality at the forefront. Great question, and thank you for asking that. All right. Okay, hold on. I lost my spot here. Oh, all right. BG just kicked me something good here. This is off from the side, from the text world. Blue Eye message. BG, largest super chat donation gets a BG custom sampler donated by BG. So there you go. That's on the table tonight. And I'll give you guys some other ways that you can spin the wheel for some of our other giveaways here shortly. Okay. This thing definitely froze up. All right, now I'm back. I'm back. I found my spot. All right, I'm gonna get this thing lit up and stop just yapping over here. So this blend, I want to talk about this really quick. This blend originated out of our amazing Discord channel. If you guys are not a part of it, highly recommend. I'm biased, but I believe we have one of the greatest cigar communities in our Discord, period. I love the people that are in it, the energy, the camaraderie, and, even being able to go spend some time with a bunch of y'all down in Sarasota last week was so much fun to put like faces to the pixels. And I still looking forward to seeing all of you here at Creekside April 11th for the toddler party, the 2-year anniversary. Also, what came out of the Sarasota meetup, not only was this hat, but was this, my Foupont. What do y'all know about Fouponts? Bang. All right, so this cigar in my hand came out of Discord. Dana, Mull, Guffey, a lot of our core guys in there love Crown Head's Broadway cigar. I think I speak for a lot of people. One of the best Maduros here at Creekside, consistently delicious, rich, sweet, spicy, leathery, awesome cigar. Smallest size it comes in is like a short Robusto. And Dana asked in our Discord, he tagged John Huber, who's also in there from Crown Heads, like, yo, can we get a Corona-sized Broadway? And John, being John, was just like, sure. Tagged me and was like, you guys want this? And I'm like, seriously? And that was 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. And today I'm holding a sample of what we're calling the Disc Corona, a Broadway 5 1/8 44 with a beautiful closed foot. I'm just letting this closed foot like burn in here because it smells so amazing. But this thing is delicious. The smell is delicious. The cigar in this blend is delicious. And so now we see, does it hold up in a smaller format with a cigar with so much power and intensity, or does it just like implode because the small format can't handle the power and intensity? Tonight we find out. All right. I'm going through more questions here. Let's see what I've missed. Orlando Sackett asks, where's the super chat link? The link is in the description of this video. If you go to, you'll see it says like donate here to support the show and bump your questions to the front. You click that link and then you're good. Then you'll see you got to like sign up for an account. It's a lot, but once you do it once, you're in, you've got an account. We're golden. Overland 9953, new to the Creekside Cigar Club. First box was a banger. Thank you. Thank you for being a part of the club. I also just got my Creekside Select box in today. Have you guys seen? You guys got to see the bangers that are in this thing. We'll open this in a second. Fun story on this. I wish I had one. I wish I had the wrong booklet. But we ship, in all of our shipments, whether it's the Creekside Cigar Club or the Select Club, we ship a booklet that's got all the info of the cigars that are a part of it. And this month, our lovely printer, who will now not be named because they made it right, but if they didn't, they were going to be named. They decided that they would mix into our, to where we normally just have cigars. They would decided to mix in some like needle healthcare ads and like this like muscular skeleton of a human like throughout the book. I guess they did it on like 3 or 4 because we've only seen that many come through and everybody else's are normal. So if you have those booklets, let yourself be known, first of all. And then second of all, you have a token, a true Creekside token that you should never get rid of, ever. Alex Ridiculous, what's up, bro? Thank you so much for the super chat. I greatly appreciate that. Enjoyed the videos and the community y'all have created, and I'm glad to be a part of it. We are glad, Alex, to have you a part of it. Thank you so much. I appreciate that greatly. I have to say, like, Creekside, you all are the greatest cigar community. And I really don't just say that. I don't say that without meaning and sincerity. When we first launched the online side of Creekside, I mean, we were like packing boxes out of a basement and trying to figure out and make sure we were shipping correctly and that things were landing on time, that we were fulfilling, and that we had the stuff we said we had in stock. And we made countless errors and countless mistakes. And the encouragement from this community right here, from a lot of you watching, time and time again, has been so encouraging to us to keep going and to keep building. I can't thank all of you enough for the support that you've shown the Creek. Whether you watch our videos, make sure you like and subscribe. Our Patreon members, club members, you buy from us, you hang out in our Discord. Like, there's so many ways that you spending time and effort and money to be a part of this community and build something special alongside of us, like, that means the absolute world. So thank you. Also, right off the rip, this thing rocks. I mean, this can't be more than 3 weeks off the table. And it is just chocolate and leather. No spice. I'm very excited about this. G said 54 is greater than the 46. False, my friend. But to each their own. Charlize Theron. All right, I'm diving back into some questions here, y'all. Steve Polson, SIGC, my man. Okay, CP0740. Not to be confused with CP of Creekside, Connor Pilcher. What's the most challenging thing about the cigar industry you have found? The most challenging thing is, to me, it's a double-edged sword. What's challenging about the cigar industry is it is, in a lot of ways, set in its ways, dated, old school. And some of the best parts about the cigar industry is that it's old school, that there are handshake agreements, that integrity matters and carries weight, that your word matters and carries weight, that relationships are built organically. There's so many awesome things I can point to that make that such an awesome piece of cigars. And then there's just the old school way. Like, you want to open an account with a brand, and you got to like fill out a form and like scan it back in. And not many people have adapted like online ordering portals. And on the retail and brick and mortar side, I think for our generation, for millennials, for Gen Z, for Gen X, we're walking into these cigar lounges, and I'm curious what y'all's opinion on this is. I would really, really love to know. Oh, hold on. Dev had a super chat I missed, and then I'm coming back to this. Just wanted to say that y'all are the best. No, Devin, you are the best, and I've been drinking your coffee all week. Shout out, my friend. I got one bag left. Devin, rep in Hawaii, Creekside, Hawaii. Maybe we should do a herf there. That would be awesome. Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother, for the super chat. You're currently the stream boss and first up for BG's sampler. I'm curious what you guys think about the state of cigar lounges, because this is one of those pain points that it's spurred us on in so many ways at Creekside, and we're about to be launching a lot of things that are going to help come alongside lounges and support the ones that want to be hospitality and people first, give them training tools and publish lists that talk about who the best are, and not just the best from the flashiest or the biggest, but the best from who's approaching it truly people first, who's making an environment where it's not uncomfortable to walk in to a cigar lounge. I think that is one of the biggest pain points in the cigar industry right now, is we're not making new cigar smokers inside brick and mortar. We are like, there's still new cigar smokers, but a lot of them, and I've talked to so many of them, are like, I only smoke in my house. Like, I will not go in a cigar lounge. I mean, I've been in lounges in the Ohio area where like I get up to leave and they're like yelling at you to clear your ashtray, and you're like, oh, I didn't know the rule. My apologies. Or you just get like smug looks, or the cigars that you want to smoke are met with like disdain. Or I think that's where we can do so much better. There's so many other industries in hospitality. Put people first, make them comfortable, make them want to come back for the experience. And it's more than transacting a cigar. And I think that's what we have to move towards, is adding value to our customers, building communities, and giving people real service, real hospitality without the expectation of something in return. Great question. All right, watching the live from snowy Akron, Ohio, Darshan the Goat. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the first ever Creekside Live. All right. Salvi Blade wants to know, can we get a Warped X Creekside Oso run in continuation with the Bear Run theme? Yo, this is like probably the wrong place and time to try something for the first time, because I literally am going to be talking so much. But that's okay. I'm too excited to not smoke it. Warped Creekside El Oso. You never know. We are launching, and the video is coming out tomorrow. You guys can learn a little more about it. But we do have a Warped in Creekside exclusive coming out this spring, summer of sorts, May, June. And I'm so excited for that. I'll see if I have any laying around here to show you guys. But that's been like a dream of mine for a long time, to do a project in collaboration with Warped, with Kyle. And this is not it, but we've got some coming soon. We obviously are still working on some stuff with Crown Heads, vis-a-vis this, and 2 other exclusives coming out this year. A lot of fun stuff. I missed a super chat. Hold on, going back. From Anonymous. What is your favorite story from the first 2 years? Favorite story from the first 2 years of Creekside. Man, one of my favorite days ever at Creekside was our 1-year anniversary. I don't know, is Dave West in the chat tonight? Dave West, we had just met him with About Cigars. Him and his wife drove in. The community like flooded Creekside. 150-ish people were there at the heart of it. And all day, just people walking in, leaving, having a great time, like tons of energy. And it was like that first time I feel like I stopped and kind of like looked around and realized like, we might be able to do this for a really long time. Like, this is really cool. That day in April 2025 was a special one for me. But there's been many. I'm going to keep thinking on that, because that's a tough question to just put on the spot right now. But great question nonetheless. Thank you, whoever you are, Anonymous. All right. Corey Hamill said, did I compost that Sombre Mesa brulee that I enjoyed so much? I believe you're referring to the last podcast. I let it die with dignity. I made it about a third through it. I can't do the like sweet tip thing with the smoky thing. It threw me. It messed with me. But I was delicate in my resting it down. Although some people can attest, I have a thing of like chucking some cigars. Nobody chucks them like BG into the creek. That's where a lot of bad cigars go to die. We a lot of you guys know, but we're doing the top 25. Creekside's top 25 of 2026. We're smoking over 150 cigars blind as a team, 3 of each cigar by 3 different people, purchased at retail from lots of different retailers around the country, and banded and debanded in a different state, then rebanded with a code and then shipped here. So it is fully blind. And I've had 2 of those that got hurled in the creek. And I won't know what they are until December. And that frustrates me. Richard got his first select Creekside box yesterday. Looking forward to trying them. Haven't had, any of them. Oh, dude, that is awesome. Hold on, I just lost my spot. All right, I probably missed a bunch of y'all's questions, but I'm scrolling back up, doing the best I can here. I found my spot. Look at this. Favorite pairing with Thunderkiss? Nice question. Hunter Herzog 5017. My favorite pairing with Thunderkiss. So Thunderkiss to me is just like a straight up leather stick. Like it just tastes like you're smoking sweet leather almost the entire time. It's why I love it. So I like pairing that with like a really low proof bourbon because I don't want to lose the like leatheriness. And if the bourbon is too hot, it like commands all of the flavor receptors to me. So I do something low like a Blanton's. Smoke Wagon has a 90 proof that's pretty sweet that I also enjoy. Or I would go like something pretty minty, like a nice rye. Great question. At Nickness said, any chance you guys expand near Columbus, Ohio? We need a place like Creekside. First of all, thanks for even insinuating that you would show up to that. Right now, not in the works. Is there a chance? There's always a chance, my friend. We may be headed the other direction from Maineville, opposite to Columbus, closer to, the river, but we'll see. Maybe. Dustin, I have been, dude, I got it with me. Where's this thing? Dustin Ross, what's the plan for Buena Campana? You gave me a sample blend. I still haven't smoked it. Heck yeah. Neither have I, and neither has Dana, the other person that has the sample. This is it right here. I literally brought it hoping you would show yourself tonight. I'm going to pick a day. I'll shoot you a message on Discord, and you can come in and smoke it, and we'll have Dana on the screen, and we'll all smoke it together. Buena Campana is another awesome story like the Disc Corona, where it's going to be a cigar that's made that was birthed out of our Discord channel. So I am very excited for that one. Newbie here. All right, this is from Robert D. Frazier. Newbie here, and I'm curious what the hype around Thunderkiss is, if there's something comparable. Great question, Robin. While I would say I just got a really awesome like roasted coffee thing from this, and it just literally made me stop. Here's why Thunderkiss is awesome. You can buy 10 of them for $67. Your sub $7 cigar, 5x54, and it's good. Like I said, it's got this really nice, sweet, leathery thing. It's not the most complex cigar in the world, but just a delicious Habano, good size, and I think it pairs well with a lot of. You can also smoke it first thing in the morning, middle of the day. I don't know that I would take it to like a late night smoke. If you smoked other things, I think you could lose a lot of the flavor, and it might just kind of flatten. But it's it's got a great flavor, and for that price point, it's just become like a no-brainer. Creekside Connor said, "What up?" Oh, BG, you should be working. Put that phone away. All right, I really need to catch up. I'm like way behind y'all. Let's see what else. Make sure I'm not. All right, wait. I just saw you said great question by Steve. How do I find this question? Oh, Austin. Yo, shout out to you, to Chad, Gentlemen, it was a pleasure meeting you all last week in Sarasota. Rocking the cap. Thank you so much. Looking forward to seeing you all in April. Lego. Okay, here we go. Oh, what do we got? Johnny Bravo, thank you. Thank you for the super chat. Will you open any other locations? We're working on it. I wouldn't give it a definitive yes, and it's definitely not no. We are working on that as we speak, actually. All right, let me catch up here. I just got a text from G that said I'm 12 minutes behind on answering questions. So I'm catching up. If I missed your question, I greatly apologize. You can super chat for like $1. So if you really want to get your question answered, just drop it in there, and then it lives on my screen, and I can't lose it. And I will make sure to answer it. Michael Grider said that he bought 2 Thunderkiss packs. First one you've ever had that is clean palate worthy. Shout out. That is awesome. I want to really go find this Steve Polston question. It's just killing me. I might be too ADD to do this solo because I'm like this. All right, let me go up. Steve Polston. Oh, look, Tyler Sal. Tyler Sal is in the chat. We will see you all. We will see you, Ty, on April 7th. Because Ty won the giveaway, and we're flying him out to the creek for the 2-year. All right. Oh, thank you, G, for pulling that question. What's the toughest vendor decision the Creek's had to make to date? Oh, my gosh. Toughest vendor decision. So we talked about this a lot, especially early on the podcast. We try and not be too redundant on that, so we don't just harp on it all the time. But with vendors and cigars, there's this thing in the industry where a lot of them will throttle some of their nicer core line until you spend X amount of dollars. And a lot of times it's this like undisclosed mystery amount that you have to spend on all the other stuff that generally doesn't move as well. Once you support and do all of that, then you get an opportunity to potentially get access to some of the more allocated stuff. And while I understand the premise, especially on limited editions, I understand the premise that there's only so many limited to go around. So you give first priority and primary priority to the people who support your business. 100% get it. However, there's a lot of vendors that it could be core line stuff that's like the stuff everyone wants, and they're like, no, you can't have it. And I don't get it. Especially when we have like our customers want this, we want this. How do we get this? And so we went back and forth for a long time with a brand with United on trying to get Atabey in the humidor. And, it's like we wanted Atabey. We wanted some Bandolero. We wanted a lot of the selected tobaccos products. And there was like no budging for a long time. And so we just kind of stayed still. It's like, well, this is what we want. This is what our customers want. We're obviously willing to pay for it. So let's see if we can make it work. And lo and behold, months later, the lovely Agnes made it happen for us. And one day I got an order for all Atabey, and I was like, yes, this is the greatest day ever. And we've been carrying Red Anchors and Atabeys and Bandoleros and all of these, a lot of awesome brands from United for a long time. We had Oliver out to the shop to do an event last year, and it's been great. But that I would say that was difficult, but it's hard. You're starting off as a cigar lounge. Cash flow is like the hardest thing to manage because you have so much of your cash tied up in the humidor. And so balancing bringing in new product with with getting through all of the stuff you already have in there is a challenge. Creekside, Colorado. Yo, let's go. Rob Frazier, thanks for answering the question. Just ordered a pack from you guys. Oh, heck yeah. Thank you, Rob. Appreciate that, brother. Austin said, I talk too much. You see that? What's the percent of legacy versus boutique in the humidor? Nice question. I like that. I really let this thing go out. Okay, so when we first launched Creekside, it was about 60 to 70% heritage brands, 30% boutique, which was still pretty high for our area. And about a year in, we walked in the humidor and it was basically flipped. It's about 70% boutique, however we want to define that. I think everyone knows what generally we mean by boutique. There's some fringe brands, but boutique. And it's only about 30% heritage. And it's not, how do I say this? I would say it's not us coming out and just saying, screw heritage brands, or it's only about boutique. It's not taking that kind of stance. It's just, these are the brands that, since I got into cigars in 2019, that I have done business with my whole time working in cigars. It's the people that I know. It's the people that I can pick up the phone and call. They're the ones making the cigars, importing them. They're the ones that I talk to about their business. Oh, shout out. Thank you, Chad. Great question. They're the ones that I talk about Creekside with and get their ideas. And it's like we're building these businesses together. And I love that. And so for us, it's like we want to support that and support their business. And then we just love the product. And a lot of times, which is kind of shocking, some of our boutiques, like that compared to more of our heritage brands, some of their blends end up being $3, $4, $5, $6 cheaper. And so it's also, I like the fact that you can come into our humidor and ask for a Monte Cristo white, and we don't have it. But the guys can point you to a Principal Accomplice, one of my favorite Connecticut's on the market, Principal Accomplice Robusto, just a creamy, easy, delicious smoke. And it's $8 or $8.50. And then there becomes this education piece, right? Because we have a relationship with Darren, and the team can talk about that and share stories about it. And our number one selling cigar in the humidor, number 1 and 2, Rodriguez Reserva Privada. And that didn't just happen because everyone in Cincinnati in Mainville was coming in to buy Rodriguez Reserva Privadas. Most of the people had never heard of it. But we love the cigar. It's got a great price point. And Danny is a passionate, dynamic guy. He cares a lot about his product. He cares a lot about serving the people around him, telling his story, bringing people in to the mix. He's the first person that took me to Nicaragua in 2020, but basically 6 years ago to the day. And people get behind him, right? And then you smoke the cigar and you're like, oh, this thing also is awesome. Like, yeah, I want to support this guy. And so we've just been able to like bring these brand owners in, have them meet our customers, have them meet and talk with the staff. And then collectively as a community, we end up supporting those brands. And I think that's awesome. What's your thoughts on getting the next generation interested in cigar? Chase Polston, 8296. Beautiful question. I think it's stuff like this right here. I think it's connecting with people. It's educating people, but not in a pretentious way of like, you need to learn, son. It's bringing the walls down. So before you walk into a lounge, it takes away some of the intimidation. And then I think it's the responsibility of lounges all across the country to embrace new people, to be welcoming, to be servants first to their customers and to their guests. That to me is what brings those walls down, makes people comfortable. And ultimately, when people are comfortable and they get to try something new and they invite their friends or they sit next to somebody in a lounge, then they start talking to them and then they become friends with them. I'm sure like so many people in this chat, they have friends now that they met because of a cigar lounge. And to me, it's like how more lounges need to foster that type of community, need to be a welcoming, easy place. All right, let's see here. Oh, I missed a super chat. I'm coming. Dev, he's back. The stream boss. Favorite coffee origin and cigar pairing. Oh, and were you all able to smoke the Stolen Thrones? Favorite coffee origin. Right now it's Guatemala. Guatemala, man. You get kind of all the things with Guatemala. You get the body. You can get these like richer, syrupier, really great single origin espressos, chocolatey. But then you get this, a lot of them, depending on how they're like processed and the altitude they're grown at, you can get this like really nice berry sweetness. You can get some nice acidity from them. They're just, Guatemala is coffees that I want to drink every day. And I'll always love Ethiopian coffees because they're bright and floral and tea-like. But you don't always want that. Sometimes you just want a cup of coffee, and Guats never fail me. And yes, we smoked the Stolen Thrones that you sent. I think I have 2 left, and those things are delicious. Delicious. Thank you again. All right, here we go. Oh yeah, Ram 218313. Can't wait to get Haisuli to try it out. If y'all don't know, right now you know. This is the collaboration we did with my good friend Alex Berezowski from My Cigar Pack. We've been talking about working and doing a project together for like 6 years now. And finally, it just timed up when he ended up being at the factory right after me, messed around with some of the blends I was working on. He made one that I was trying to make a lot better. And we said, hey, let's just release them. And if anyone guesses what Haisuli means or stands for, you get to spin the wheel. We also should take a break and spin a wheel. And here's how I'm going to do this. The first wheel spin is going to come from one of these super chats. So I'm just going to randomly scroll here and stop here. Alex Ridiculous, are you still on? If you're still on, you're getting to spin the wheel, my friend. JR. Now, JR, you always win these things, man. Good evening, y'all. Dang, how'd that guy know this? Yeah, you're right. Ash and Bourbon, you are correct, my friend. Haisuli does stand for Hyper Super Limited. You have to have an inside source. Maybe it's me. I don't even know. But you get a wheel spin. All right, Ash Bourbon, this is your time, my friend. I'm just excited to spin the wheel. Are you ready? Here we go. Let's see what happens. Damn. $50 gift card, my friend. All right, to redeem this, now you got to do the legwork here. To redeem this, you need to email info@creeksidecigarco.com with your handle and a screenshot of the screen right now. And I'm only going to do this for 2 more seconds. Bam. How much fun is the wheel? Come on, y'all. This is some high-tech stuff happening over here at the creek. To Me and JR just found out we're both going to be in Nicaragua this week at the same time. So if I need to be rescued from somewhere, I know who I'm calling. All right, let me go back through some of these. I'm getting caught up in this cigar. Wait, hold on. Alex thought I had spin, brother. You know what? You did, but we did not know where you're on. So we're gonna spin again. And that one technically was for Ash and Bourbon. So this one is yours, Alex. Here we go. You don't gotta tempt me to bring the wheel back. The wheel is back. This one is for @AlexRidiculous. Survey says you won a pack of Crown Heads Thunder Kiss. Let's go. Whoops. Screenshot this and send an email to info@creeksidecigarco.com, and we will get this lovely cigar out to you, my friend. Appreciate you being here on the chat and for engaging with it. Congratulations. Okay. This cigar, I want to, let's see here. Retired Rookie Cigars in the house. You're late, but you're here, and that's all we can ask for, brother. All right. Pablo Rodriguez, GM4TT, asked, what for you makes a difference when serving patrons? Makes a difference while serving patrons when visiting the lounge. We talk about listening with both your eyes and your ears at Creekside when we're training staff and when we're coaching or we're trying to give feedback. And so listening can happen by audibly listening and kind of hearing what a customer is saying or overhearing what a customer is saying. It can also happen by watching, right? You can watch body language. You can watch somebody struggling with a plugged cigar, and you have the power to go fix that, right? That's serving. You can overhear somebody saying that they ran out of gas on their way in and figure out how we're going to resolve that, or calling them an Uber, or going and picking them up a gallon of gas to get them to the gas station. These are kind of big extreme examples, but so many times people come in and they drop these little hints, or you can see the excitement on their face over a brand that they want to know more about. And instead of just kind of like dismissing it or letting it go, you can really engage with it, right? You can kind of tell when people want to engage and when they don't. So listening also requires you to recognize that, like, okay, this guy doesn't want to talk today. Like, headphones are in, not making eye contact. Let's let him have his quiet, enjoyable smoke today. And then some people are like sitting there like this. They're like, let's talk, let's chat, and make it happen. So I think it's first and foremost is listening. If you're not listening and paying attention, you can't serve people. Oh, look, G, you got a shout. Golly, another shout out for G. Thanks for your help this week. The man. Dev, what is your favorite coffee you've roasted? It's a guat right now. It's from Hui Hui Tango. Say that 3 times. From a farm called MAM. And it's a collective of like 4 or 5 farms. It's a washed Guatemalan. It's super chocolatey, syrupy. It's the primary component in cigar blend that we sell at scoutmastercoffee.com. Yeah, great question, Os. I need to jump back into this disc Corona. Let me take a quick puff and think. All right, I'm going to say something that's bold. I like this more than the Robusto. And that's the only one I smoke from Broadway, and I love that cigar. This is even better. This thing is delicious. Big E's in the house, reminiscing about Griffin Dave live from New Orleans. God, those were the times. Mr. Guy 560, can you tell us about the membership at the lounge? Yeah, we got 2 memberships, gold and silver. Gold, you get a locker that you can store cigars, spirits, whatever you like. You get access to our back members lounge. You get free coffee. When we do events, sometimes we'll have like giveaways, like beer on tap that we'll give away, and you're able to take part in that. You get a standing discount in the lounge. And then you also get access to our Creekside Customs. They're included in your membership. So every quarter when we drop a 10-pack customs, or when we drop a custom, sometimes they're 10, sometimes they're 5s, you get 10 of them in your locker, or if you're a non-locker member, you get them included. So 4 times a year, you're getting cigars that normally sell out really quick. Like this last one, Viridian, I think it made it 3 or 4 days. We bought enough this time. Although I guess it would be nice to still have some more for y'all to try. But customs is fun because we just try and explore cigar making without a lot of the limits that you run into when you're trying to make a cigar for production in core line that you need to taste the same year over year. You're limited to availability on tobaccos and production schedules. And when you're making a customs run for 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 cigars, that's a one and done. For like, hey, we want to use this tobacco. They're like, yeah, but we can never make it again. It's like, cool. Like, send it. And that gives a really awesome creative outlet. So this year, I'm really excited for our customs. We just launched Viridian, made at Martinez Cigars in New York City. I know, mind-blowing that there's a factory in New York City. Beautiful Habano, 5x50, uses a really nice cover leaf, tobaccos from ASP, one of the best growers of Ecuadorian tobaccos. And I just absolutely love that blend. It's a little on the higher side. It's the most expensive cigar we ever released, is $15. And always like a little hesitant with that, but it's a little more expensive to make a cigar in New York City than it is in the Dominican Republic or in Nicaragua. And we wanted to use the tobaccos we wanted to use. And so we just decided to do it. Tried to keep costs down by not putting bands and stuff like that on it. And I'm really happy with how the cigar came out. All right. Oh, thank you, Austin. Let me go back to the question I was trying to answer. Memberships at Creekside, they're $125 a month for gold and $75 for silver. The difference is silver doesn't get a locker, gold gets a locker. All the perks are the same, the rest of the perks. We have 4 lockers available now. If anyone here is local. I mean, Austin, if you want to have a locker at Creekside, like, you can. It'd be like a remote locker. But you certainly can. Alex, the email is info@creeksidecigarco.com. All right, Ty LaSalle, Mr. Santiago, Mr. flying in for the Creekside 2-year anniversary party, April 11th, as are so many of you all watching right now. He asked, not to rip off anyone else, but would love to do a SIGC blind community smoke once a month on this live pod. Oh, Dave could drop one of the cigars unbanded in a club box and disclose at the end of the pod. Okay, that would be really fun. Hold on. I want to think about this. I want to know what everybody, would that be interesting to people? Like, we could include, like, so in your sub box, 4 of the 5 would be banded. The 5th would be unbanded. Or maybe there's a way we can get it to where you can opt in. And then I love this idea. We can smoke it blind on the pod, talk about or smoke it blind on the live stream we do once a month. And then at the end, we can reveal it. I think that would be kind of dope. I'm in. All right, hold on. I got to write this down in my notes before I forget. Got it. Locked in. All right. I'll follow up on that. I think that could be cool. We'll have to, I'm going to figure out the logistics of getting it in the club box versus just making like maybe another blind pack where maybe it's 2 cigars. So it's for 2 live streams or 3 cigars. So you're not paying to ship 1 or 2 cigars and then the cost goes way up for y'all. Uh-oh, Cody's getting tempted by the remote locker. Just do it. I'm feeling skinny, Tony. Okay. All right, a lot of people are in. I like this. All right, so we're going to figure out a way to do that. And I think it'd be fun. Brad Primo is in the chat. Maybe you've been here for a while, Brad. I'm just seeing it. But I'm just pumped that you're in. I noticed you guys removed the warp sample on the website. Plans to rotate that back in? Yes. Thank you for asking that. Okay. So let's see. A week ago, we kind of launched a new updated version of the website. We're still getting all of the product photos on there. So when you like click around, it's not the most user-friendly, and a lot of the stuff has blank product images. Just bear with us. I need about 2 more weeks to get all of these images shot and put on there. But they all work. They're all active SKUs. If you see it on there, we have it. You can purchase it. In addition to that, we've got some of our core samplers back on there. Beginner cigar sampler. We've got Habano Maduro, boutique cigar samplers. We're going to be launching a new espresso sampler. And then all of our kind of brands that we talk so much about, we are working on putting together revamped versions of their samplers. So Warp's coming back, Avowed, Crown Heads, Crux, Principal, Sereno, all the ones. They're all coming back. And you'll see just more product being added to that website as we keep building it out. We got to the point, speaking of service and in-lounge experience, we got to the point which I feel so humbled and grateful for, to even be able to have this be an issue, where we couldn't keep up with packing and shipping boxes inside the lounge and still serve our guests and customers at the level that they needed to be served at. Not to mention the lounge, it's like there's boxes and tape guns everywhere. And so we spent probably 4 or 5 months trying to find another location to be able to do that at. And we ended up in Pennsylvania. So you're going to see a lot of our shipments coming from Drums, PA. We're working with a great partner out there where we have a whole section of this humidified warehouse with all of our Creekside inventory. And that's where we're able to ship from. So shipping speeds are going to increase. They're going to get faster. Costs are going to go down a little bit because we're in Pennsylvania. And you guys are going to see just continued like great assortment online, new club features, new samplers, all of that. And it just like fires me up. And I'm so grateful that the support that everyone here has shown, and so many other people as well who aren't joining us tonight have shown, got us to the place where we had to take it up to the next level and really continue to enhance that experience and find ways to make it better. And that's what we're going to continue to do. Over. All right. Let's see. Austin, have you ever had Valakari? Would you bring them in? Can you bring them in? Would you and can you? I am talking with them right now about bringing in the new one that he's working on with Lure that they just came out with. So, yes. Yes, we can. And yes, we will. Let me make a note. All right. Where'd my ashtray go? There we go. Man, this thing is smoking so good. All right, what's the oh, here we go. Yo, what up, Krask? Louisville in the house. Josh, I'm expecting you to come up to the creek here soon. Kat Gonzalez, what's up, Kat? Good to see you. Thanks for coming and hanging with us in the one and only Sarasota. Is merch going to be available in those couple of weeks? Yes. Yes, we're working on a new merch site as well that we can have more product on that stays in stock longer. So when merch drops, we will send an e-blast. So just make sure you're subscribed to the email list and you'll be able to get that. And then at the 2-year anniversary, we're going to have some 2-year merch because you got to. You've got to have it. Wait, did I just see, is Leaf to Ash in the house? Oh, yeah. Chet. Thanks for stopping in. Thanks, brother. If you guys don't know, and you're in the Cincy area, great lounge out in Anderson Township, Leaf to Ash. Eric said the Creekside hoodie is my absolute favorite heavyweight. I'm wearing it right now. It's like wearing a denim jacket. Keeps you insulated. It's like the perfect oversized size too. It's great. Al Tan, love to see the growth. How many sub boxes? We are at somewhere around 310 this past month, which is just awesome, mind-blowing. Very grateful for that. Hunter Herzog said, shout out to Valet Humidity. Yes, shout him out. I actually, what day is it? Friday? On Tuesday, shot a podcast with Abe. So that's coming out next Friday. And we kind of sat down and did like a year in review. He's been doing Valet for about a year. Talked about the good, the bad, the ugly of building and growing a business in cigars. What's next for Valet? Some of the exciting things they're doing. Huge fan of Abe and a huge fan of that brand, as a lot of you all know. But the official humidity pack of Creekside, check them out. Guns and Water, BCP and Drums PA. Yes, Best Cigar Prices is out there. It's actually fairly close to our warehouse. Oh no, my chat froze. Oh, gee, I just figured something out. I've had it on top chat, so it's deciding for me what I should see. Now I have it in live chat. So here we go. Tobacco Matty, what's up, brother? Welcome to Creekside Live. Isaac said, Patreon or club member, specialized merch, special icon. Ooh, that's another good idea. I'm copying this one over. Who am I sending a follow-up to for all of these notes? Which one of you is going to take on this responsibility to make sure this all happens? I appreciate it. Thank you all. Carlos, what's going on, brother? Welcome. Well, retired rookie, you just gotta send them again, or send a super chat. It's the easiest way for me to see them. Yeah, Discordia merch is about to be wild. I'm not gonna lie to anybody. Matt, I did smoke Bitterroot, and I had, I believe you sent me 2 or 3. I had another person smoke them, and we're gonna come together and talk about it. make a decision on that for Big Sky in Creekside. And I know I owe you an email for the Great Montana Adventure. Mr. Baseball, I'm new to your channel. Really enjoy your stuff. Thank you. Thank you for being here. I hope you find a home here on the Creekside YouTube channel. Join our Discord if you want to hang with 1,500 other awesome cigar smokers around the world, and just kick it. Smoking cigars or not smoking cigars, there's something in there for everyone. It's an awesome community of people. All right, you want more deets about the anniversary party? Then I want to know about some cigars that you guys want to see in the Creekside Humidor. But okay, 2-year anniversary party, April 11th, live at the Creek. We're going to be open early, open late, extending the hours. We'll have food trucks, live music. We got Brad Rubin from Alec Bradley Cigars in the house. He also made a cigar for Creekside's 2-year birthday. It's only 2 inches long. Just kidding. And he is going to be hanging all day. We've got, I think we're up to like 30 or 40 people who've told me that they've booked a room here somewhere near Mainville that's coming in from out of town. I know a lot of our Sarasota crew is. So I just look forward to being in the lounge all day and hanging out and meeting so many of you. But we'll be doing that. We're going to be doing a live stream, a live show that night. We're working on getting all of the production planned for that, so that way we can stream it live and everyone can hear it through the speakers in the lounge, and that everyone can kind of be a part of it. We'll have some like guests on the hot seat. We'll bring in a bunch of our Discord and Patreon people onto the show. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So if you're part of Patreon in our Discord, you got to be here. It's going to be so much fun. It's going to be a celebration. Who got booted? Ooh, that's exciting. I'll need a text about this. Sheepdog Raider coming in the 10th to get a head start. Yes, do it. I think there's a good amount of people coming in Friday. We're shooting a podcast with Brad on Friday, which we'll also try and set up so there can be a live viewing of that one, if it's so desired. We'll do it maybe in the back room so people can come in and out as they please. If they want to hang and see it being filmed live, we'll be ready. Any pinkies left from Bradley? Oh, God, who is this guy? Who is Ash Bourbon? Disclose yourself immediately. This guy knows about the pinkies. I've got a bundle of pinkies out left. One. Yeah, the Creekside Annie party should be starting on Friday and ending on Sunday. Facts. I'm late. Rayon 215, I'm late, but did you cover my question from IG about why boutiques seem higher than other name brands? Example, like Avowed. Great question. I have not covered that yet. Welcome to the live show. Also, for anybody just jumping in, before I answer this question, smoking the new potential Creekside Crown Heads collaboration. It is a riff on Broadway, as requested by some of our wonderful Discordians, in a Corona size. 5x44, close foot. 3 weeks off the table. The thing is ripping. Absolutely delicious. And we're just hanging out. This is our first ever live stream, so we're just going Q&A style. Every month we'll add some guests. We'll add some other like dynamics to it, more giveaways. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I'm just pumped. I love live shows. Okay, boutiques seeming higher than other ones. Here's how I would answer this. I don't know that I would say blanket across the board that's the case. We have a lot of boutiques that end up being price performers, more competitive than some of your bigger like Altadis or STG brands. I was sharing about Principal. Rodriguez does this very well. They're all sub $11 cigars, and they're competing with smokers who are smoking My father, they're smoking Monte Cristo, like the heavier Monte Cristo stuff. They're smoking some Padron. I mean, Rodriguez is right there in the mix at $9, $10. So I don't think that's just like a blanket across the board true. I think there are brands, boutique brands, who are more expensive, and frankly, their costs are higher, right? Their economies of scale. The amount of tobacco they can purchase at one time is limited, so the cost is higher than if you could buy a warehouse full of bales of tobacco. They're importing smaller amounts, so the import fees they add up into the individual cigars. They're printing less bands than the larger ones, so the band cost goes up. They're printing less boxes, so the box cost goes up. And I would argue a lot of them are more hands-on with the blends, and so they're working with more expensive. They're not working with the same parameters maybe a larger brand is working with. A lot of them aren't vertically integrated, meaning they don't grow their own tobacco, like your Padrones, like your My Father's, like your Fuentes. And so all of that just like those little tiny costs just compound, and then ultimately a lot of them lead to higher, more expensive cigars. That's my 2 cents, brother. Dustin, what's up, brother? FA4 Lanceros, yes. I want to know who is going to beat my cigar count for PCA last year on our anniversary. Oh, BG. Great question. Well, BG, what was it, 15? Yeah, BG smoked 15 cigars one day. One day of PCA. And if you beat BG and you smoke 15 cigars, you got to take it to the final third. The day of our anniversary, I will give you 15 cigars. Smoke at your own risk, please. All right, let's see what it. Please bring back Bear. Doug Jenkins, please bring back Bear Run. Only time will tell, my friend. I will say we're working on. There's 3 total crown heads in Creekside projects this year. I have 2 of them in this office, and then we have 1 that's still in the works for Black Friday when we released Bear Run last year. Could it be? Could it not be? Stay tuned and find out, but I love that cigar. I ended up with 2 boxes of that thing, 2 10-packs. So it's hard for me to even smoke them because they'll be gone. We'll definitely make more this year. Yeah, gee, I think you could do a full box of Corto 46. Yes, silver Patreon members are still getting the red Creek hats. All right, I'm catching up on some questions. All right, he said, dude, what up, big dog from Cali? What up, Zach? Zach Stanton in the house. I got to ask, just got the Creekside Select box. What would you recommend burning first? Easy money. I got my pack right here. This is what I'm burning first. EGM Escudos. This thing is so delicious and unique. It is. I promise you, you will smoke the cigar and it will have a different profile, different characteristics than almost any cigars you've ever smoked. Really delicious, and they have some awesome sizes: half Coronas, petite Coronas, short Robustos, 109 capped Robustos, and I smoked all of those first, which probably surprises nobody here. But then I smoked this one day, and it's a 5 5/8 54, like a Bahique size, and now it's my favorite. It's delicious. So I would go with that one first. And Zach, thank you for being a member of Creekside Select. I really appreciate that. We did open, it closes again tomorrow, but we did open Creekside Select today. We had a bunch of people on a wait list in the email, and we're going to add 75 more members before the April one. So today we're doing a blast, and then next week will be the next chance to get in for the April box. We have to keep them somewhat limited because we really want to find cigars that are unique, are hard to get. Sometimes they have a higher price point, and so purchase amount is limited. And so if we had 500 people in this club, it would be hard to source for it. So we're slowly growing this to keep the ability to purchase awesome, great cigars for it. So if you haven't and you want to get in on the select, I would do that right now. You can do that on the Creekside website. Yeah, facts. BG is the top cigar smoker and the top realtor. He does it all, and it's all good. It's good, BG. Oh, BG was 17. Oh, there you go. Oh, my gosh. Steve Polston. That is mighty generous, my friend. Thank you very much for the super chat. At this point, you've got to be the stream boss. I am going to read this question. I just want to see if this stream boss thing is even working. I don't know why it just says Kevin on it, but okay, let me answer your question, Steve. I just got so excited. You excited me greatly. Creekside 3, South Alabama. Steve, we got deep South Alabama roots here. Ask me and G. That's where we met, University of South Alabama, down in Mobile. So let's not rule out Creekside, South Alabama. I'm not going to do it. We won't rule it out. Gulfside Cigar Co. coming soon. All right, I'm catching back up. Give me a second here, y'all. Austin said, Chad, I believe in you. You can do it. Facts. All right, here we go. Bryce Cooper. How do you combat this cold weather? I bought a 5-pack of Haisuli, and I'm checking my mailbox every day to make sure it doesn't sit in the cold. Okay, here's my recommendation. And by the way, I'm saying this while I'm smoking a cigar right off the truck, but Ty Miller knows this is Rot Life, baby. ROTT. Let it chill. Let it rest. I would give it at least 6 days, humidified in a climate-controlled area in your house before lighting it up. We had this problem with a couple of the Viridian because they got shipped in the first snowstorm. They left New York, freezing cold, where they were aging. Then they came to Cincinnati, freezing cold and like a foot of snow on the ground. We rested them for like 3 or 4 days to acclimate. And then we turned them around to ship them back out, back in the snow, back in the cold. And some people had issues with cutting them and some unraveling happening. So with Haisuli, I would say just give it a couple days. It will be worth the wait. I mean, the size on this thing is so good. 4.5, 48, the pigtail cap. Magical. We have not announced the hours of the anniversary party. It will likely be 9 a.m. to 1 a.m. Can you show us the cigars in the select box? Yes, I can. All right, this is a select spoiler. If you haven't gotten yours, look away. Run away. All right, I already showed you the first one. This is the one I would rip first. EGM Escudos, Dominican Puro, all tobacco grown in the Saibo Valley of the DR, which I was completely unfamiliar with until EGM. And I fell in love with EGM, which this may not surprise all of you. I fell in love with them because they're like branding, their packaging, their presentation. I mean, it was just also like beautiful, elegant, refined, like classy. And then I started doing some research, and the tobaccos that they're using, the region they're growing them, their processing methods they're using, and the farm level is just really cool. It's like all organically farmed. They're not like spraying all the tobacco down once it goes in the aging rooms, like to kill it, to like ward off the bugs. You basically see the higher prices in EGM because they have more loss because they're not like treating all of the tobacco. But I mean, if you ask me, I'm like, it would be easy to dismiss or laugh at like an organic cigar. But if this is something we're putting in our body and it's like riddled with chemicals, I don't know. If there's someone out there spearheading the way, leading the way to change that, I think that's really cool. And it tastes amazing. So that's the first cigar in there. Next up, we got our hands on this well before Select was a thing. And it kind of was something that spurred us along to making it Creekside Select. Because I'm like, I want to hold these for something special. It's not every day that you get access to a Tatuaje TAA limited edition. This one is from 2023. It's rich. It is full body tat. I mean, look at this closed foot. Where's my closed foot gang out here? Be loud. But that cigar's awesome. And then, I mean, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you had to know we were going to put this in there. We all love it. We all smoke it. The Gellis Family Cigars. Peace Unique 2025. Read it and weep. 652 Toro. Creamy. Light, leathery sweetness. Tons of baking spice. This like almond, candied almond thing. Can't get enough of it. And then last but certainly not least, from Avowed Cigars, The Awakening. Uses a super cool vintage 10-year wrapper and huge flavor on this cigar. The red band says everything because it's got this like red hot cinnamon candy thing that just slowly builds as you smoke it. I never appreciated this cigar until I smoked it in an empty lounge on a fresh palate with no other like cigar influencing it. That's how I recommend smoking that one. Smoke it on a fresh palate, smoke it outside, and just enjoy all of the nuance so much through the retrohale. Expertly blended and just a delicious cigar. So those are the first 4 cigars we shipped in Creekside Select. There's only ever one first one, so I hope you guys enjoy that selection. We had so much fun putting it together. Now I'm back to looking at the chat. Let's see what we got. Closed foot. Yeah, look at all my closed foots here. Smoking an FQ proper as we speak. Bryce Cooper. Dog status. Love that stick. Did you happen, if you got it from us, did you happen to get one of the ones with like the really old cellophane on it? That thing was crazy. Yep. What up, Cigars Unbanded? I agree. That is, actually, I don't know if I can agree it's the best Avowed. I agree it's a great Avowed. I still think New Dawn is my fave, but that Awakening is divine. Oh, shoot. Is this Cody? Dear Lord. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that. No question. Shout out to the Creekside team and the community. Generosity, the support, and the love everyone shares with each other is unmatched. SIGC is real. Shout out to G, Austin, Jorge, Dave West, Dana, and Hoss. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate that kind gesture, my friend. And I have to agree. This is the best community. I was talking with someone today about this because we obviously have friends with a lot of people who are different retailers, on like big online retailers, brands who sell retail. And we were kind of talking about our like customers and customer service requests we get and questions we get asked and problems that we have. I was like, man, you should just read some of the inbox here at Creekside. Like there are so many people that just email us to encourage, to a lot of times they're like, hey, you should know this is down on the website, or this is going on, or keep going, guys. Hope you're doing well. And I can't tell you how much that means. Like, entrepreneurship is a grind. There is something to do at every moment of the day, it's why I love it. But man, we have this community that loves Creekside and each other, and the way that you all interact on Discord, and when we got to hang in person in Sarasota, and why I'm so excited about Creekside's April 11th anniversary is just to be in community with all of you and do it right. SIGC, baby. So I share that sentiment, sheepdog raider. And I'm eternally grateful with the people who are a part of Creekside, which is all of you. So thank you. All right, let's see here. Ooh, cool question. I like this one. Lucas Lowndes. I like saying that. Lucas Lowndes 3641. What would be your top 3 cigars to bring back that are DC'd, discontinued, or was an LE? Great question. This is right now where I'm like, there's got to be someone else here to like take this so I can think. But we're doing it live, folks. So we're going to think on the fly. First one that comes to mind, Maestro del Tiempo 6102R Warped. All-timer. That is an all-timer cigar. If that cigar ever returns, I will buy as many of them as humanly possible. Love that one. An Ellie. Viaje made one in this silver foil. It was a Maduro. I never remember the name of it. It was gifted to me by Brad Rubin. And I smoked it with I smoked it with you up at Montgomery in Boathouse. And since I still remember this, Montgomery in Boathouse in Cincinnati. And that is a memorable cigar. And like most Viaje, like it's here and then it's gone. And then is it coming back? Is this the same thing? Is it different? I don't know. I'm always confused. But that cigar was amazing. I will think about the third one. If I forget, bring it back up. Let's keep diving in. Easy E127. For someone who's not a drinker, what's some bourbon of some sort to try? I'm a coffee or water with my cigars, but I've always wanted to try bourbon. Wonderful question. Thank you for being here. So, coffee and water are my favorite pairings with cigars. If I really want to taste a cigar and really enjoy the blend, I'm only drinking water with it. I find that a lot of spirits like detract. Sometimes it complements, but you still don't get all the flavor you would get out of the cigar like you do when you're just smoking it straight up. That's what I think. So there are times, though, when I want the pairing, when I want to smoke something maybe heavier and more savory, and then I want this, like, if that's the case, I want something sweet with it, then I'll go for, like, a really syrupy, dark bourbon, something in the barrel proof vicinity of temperatures and proofing. New Riff just came out with this new 6-year barrel proof that's just amazing. I always find myself going to Elijah Craig barrel proof, any of the batches or the single barrels that they come out with. And then Bardstown, their barrel proof single barrel has been my favorite as of recent. Really sweet, oaky, a little bit of cherry, caramel and molasses for days. Love it. And then I know somebody's smoking a Proper. My favorite pairing with Proper, which by the way is a Habano Oscuro dark wrapper. with a pretty hefty amount of like high priming Nicaraguan tobacco. I pair that sucker with a chilled rosé, and I'm unashamed to say it. It is the most perfect palate cleanser. And I love with pairings, I love the like opposites. So that's what I think. It is what it is. I hope that answers your question. Creekside Connor, what are you smoking? Bro. Dis Corona, get on it, my G. Oh, over here. Crowned Heads, Creekside, Discord, a collaboration for the ages. The fan favorite, Crowned Heads Broadway, is coming to you in a smaller format, an even more delectable format. That's where I'm at on this. I'm about ready to greenlight this sucker. Okay, here we go. Oh boy. I just skipped a lot. Dude, I'm pumped for Hallowed Hands. I've smoked the Corona Gorda and the box press. I think the CG is my favorite, but I'm also a sucker for a box press. Dark like cherry wood, a little more. I find the box press at least a little more rustic. Totally different. Like it's still avowed, but it takes on like a whole new part of the like portfolio because it's a little heavier, a little stronger. Really enjoyed that cigar. And we're shipping those on the 16th if you pre-ordered them. Hunter said, hope y'all can make it over to Michigan. A lot of people support y'all there. All right, where are we going, Hunter? Where are my Michigan people at? Send it. I'll come to Michigan. Let's go. Wait, G, what are you saying? Drop the mic on. Which question? All right, here we go. Let's see. The people asking for a Creekside Unbanded collaboration. I'm in. I need to refollow back up with Peter. I'm ready to do it. Let's go. Southpaw Brad, new Creekside convert here. Welcome to the greatest cigar cult of all time, Brad. First live, mine too, Creekside's too, and just ordered 2 of the Crown Heads Thunder Kiss. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that, Brad. I hope you enjoy Thunder Kiss. I'm sure you will. All right, I'm scrolling back down because I got caught up again. Ooh, Brad again with the hitter. Ben Holiday soft red wheat is delicious. I find that strong. This is from Isaac Hatton 4463. I found that stronger sticks like the Ligas pair well with sweeter whiskeys. Agree. I'm generally not a sweet whiskey drinker, but I can't really smoke and enjoy a Liga at face value without the pairing. I agree. Ligas have this really rustic, heavier earthiness to them that I think makes it a perfect complement for a pairing because a lot of its stronger like profile still cuts through. What? I'm now distracted by a $51 super chat. Can't let Dad have the top spot. SIGC. Thank you, Chase. Appreciate that, brother. Kimusabi. Shout out to you, brother. Thank you for all the support. Thanks for being a part of Creekside for a long time now, supporting a lot of our releases, being a part of our community in Discord. Wouldn't be the same without you. Thank you, Chase. You the man. Gee. Brian Santos, come to SoCal. I'm there. Where do you guys come to Colorado? See me and Guff. Jorge, we do need to do this. We should all go to like Big Smoke or something next year. What are your top crown head cigars for someone that hasn't tried the brand before? Great question by Big Mistake. Big mistake. Why? I'm going to go with Big Mistake. Top crown heads, if you haven't tried, Mil Diaz, got to have it. I would grab the Jericho Hill OBS. I've been just ripping that cigar. I think it is so delicious. Great price point. Beautiful San Andreas box press beauty. Absolutely love it. And I would hunt a blood medicine down to try them. And then La Imperiosa, Corona Gorda. All right, let me make sure I'm caught up here before I get slapped again by Griff. Okay, looks like I'm back. I'm just trying to answer everybody's questions here. God, it's not Big Smoke. It's Rocky Mountain Cigar Festival. Thank you, Jorge. That's where we all need to meet up at. Oh, gosh, Austin, Cornet Habano, but it's going away. So it's hard for me to introduce somebody to that knowing it's going to leave. Pudgy. Oh, what a pudge. Listened to the Cigars and Cars podcast the other day and was hoping you could share some more about starting a business. What did you feel like was the biggest risk? That is a great question and a loaded question. I'm copying and pasting this because I'd love to talk about this on a podcast. And I'm also going to think maybe there's a condensed way I can answer this here, Pudge. But I mean, it's interesting with Creekside. Myself, Wick, BG, all had full-time careers. Wick and BG still do. It's good real estate. We all had full-time careers. We started Creekside because we were passionate about bringing a great cigar experience to our home, to our city. And we had the opposite of lofty dreams at the beginning. We wanted an amazing lounge with an amazing experience that cared about people, that sold enough cigars to pay for our staff and for the building. And if it did that year after year, and we could just kind of if there was anything left over, funnel it back into the business to add an outdoor area and do this and make these improvements, then that's what we were going to do. I don't know that I would recommend that being your goal if you're jumping in head first to start something to sustain you. But I would also attribute it to a lot of the early success of Creekside, and why people come back is because we at least executed upon the overall vision and goal, which is give people an amazing experience, leave them better than we found them, treat them really well, introduce them to the world of cigars. And because of that, more people started, bringing more friends and telling people about it. And they became the kind of marketing vessel that turned this into something bigger than we ever thought. And then one day we uploaded a random YouTube video sharing the lounge and the space and a little bit about the story of Creekside. And I think it resonated with a lot of people. And now it's, building correctly, right? And scaling correctly and making the right decisions and understanding all of the different facets of the business we operate. That still continues to strive to serve our guests in a really awesome way and introduce them to our favorite people in cigars through their cigars and their brands. But I would love to talk more about this. And I'm actually curious for everyone that's still watching and is on right now. You know, we actually tested this out this past week. We shot a couple podcasts that are coming out next week, and just kind of bringing in some friends from Cincinnati that are either they run their own business or they're doing something really cool in the cigar space, like Valet, right? Somebody pushing change and challenging the status quo and building new products. Having Abe on and talking about that, but really, we really focused a lot on the business side. And then I had my buddy, Coach Atala, on as well. His episode comes out on Monday, and I'm so excited for you guys to watch this. And I really hope it is like a net positive ad, just being able to hear from him. He's a amazing guy. I've gotten to know him over the past 2 or 3 years, and he was a strength coach at the college level, professional level, high school level. He's done it all. And he 16 months ago stepped out and started his own thing, training men, doing like one-on-one training. And we were able to bring, he's also a big cigar guy, comes and hangs out at Creekside all the time. We've gotten to know each other. And so we brought him on to kind of share his story and talk about all of this. And I really can't wait for you guys to hear from him, and leave lots of comments on that episode to encourage this guy, because he is doing amazing things. And he also smokes cigars, and he's in the health and wellness space. So we got to keep those guys amped. Anyway, that comes out Monday. These are some of the episodes we're doing, and I hope that you all enjoy it so we can keep doing more of these building business type things. I think it's a net positive for everybody. Okay, I will do a wheel spin. Good Lord. All right, let's see. G, how do you want to pick? All right, how do we see who does a wheel spin? Let's do. Thank you, Austin. Okay, I'm going to ask a question. The first person to answer this question correctly, I'm going to need some help here, because I feel like my chat is just not up to date. I'm going to go over to YouTube and see if it'll work. Okay, first person to answer this question correctly gets the wheel spin. Okay, here we go. Drum roll, please. What was the name of the first ever Creekside Customs Cigar Go? There's the Rot Life man himself. Not Frontier, not Belvedere. Oh, this is good. Nope, not Belvedere, not Bear Run. Wow, this ended up being a great question. Not compadre, not citizen. Nope. Nope, not citizen. Oh, this is awesome. Y'all are suckers. We need an OG in here who's going to help figure this one out. Who's going to rescue this? All about the pinch. All about the pinch. No one needs a cutter. Not Vanguard. Not Griffin Dave. People, a wheel spin is on the line here. Creekside Customs number one. I mean, it was the first one, but that was not the name. I'll let this go a little longer, and then I'll have to give a hint. Richard, I thank you. Shout out Griffin Dave Vanguard cigar. If you haven't smoked it, it is delicious. It is made by me and my lovely friend G. You can find it at Creekside. You can find it at Small Batch. Not Viridian. It was made in Miami. M. Rambert 31. So far, so good. But that's not the name. Nope. Not compadre. Not these nuts. Okay, here's your hint. It's a set of numbers. Bam, 1381. Lock it in. Austin Hampson, realtor. Briolet? How do I say this? It's hilarious. 6'7", hilarious. Yep, 1381. We got you. I got you, Austin. I got you. All right. All right, Austin, you get the wheel. Here we go. Uh-oh, I just broke something. Hold on. Where'd you go, wheel? All right. Here we go. Spinning the wheel. Austin Hampson, your grand prize is a $50 gift card, my friend. Congratulations. Austin, you know the drill, my friend. Congrats. And do enjoy whatever it is you decide to purchase. Richard, is Vanguard still available? So right now, no, it's back ordered. We are working on the 4th production of Vanguard. I think I can safely say it will be here end of March, April. And when it comes back, we will push it out on the socials and let you know all the retailers that are carrying Vanguard. Southpaw Brad, great question. I can't disclose too much information, but these things are not as they appear. This is a shout out to my boy Rob from our Sarasota meetup. These are all my Sarasota things I got last week when we did the Creekside Herf in Florida. But this was gifted to me. I'm a big fan of like Foupons, like finding, like people come in the lounge all the time. They're like, yo, I got this one. Check it out. How real does it sound? This is probably the most real one yet. What are my thoughts on Black Label? I like Black Label. Last Rites is delicious, and my favorite is San Muerte and Porcelain. What is your I think that's Mr. Ambert 31. What is your favorite lounge in Dade and Broward? Ooh. You know, the one I used to go to was in Boca. I used to go to that Prime, Casa de Monte Cristo. I don't really know of many down there anymore. They're different than the ones that I used to go to. I ended up a lot of times. There's one in Boca. There's this one in West Palm. There are these like rollers, like small roller shops where they carry other cigars as well. But they always had like 2 cigar rollers in there, and those are always my favorite because I would just sit there and ask them question after question on like the filler they're using and how do you make a blend and how does it taste the same every time and all of this stuff. And I made my first cigar at this tiny little strip plaza cigar factory in Boca Raton. Those are kind of the places I always go hang and smoke. I do agree, Every Man Elevated, that it would be awesome to do a 24-hour day. We talked about it today. We're working on it. We got to make sure we can staff it and all of that stuff. I haven't had Lawless yet, Richard, but I will try it. House of Manners, what is up, brother? I'm loving Foundation Havana Seed Lancero. Oh, have not had. I must try. Forget about it. St. DuPont. It does look like an St. DuPont. That is for sure. Every time I do that, anybody else, I just immediately go to the old Cigar Obsession YouTube. Like every review I used to watch. And then the like jazz music kicks in. Electric. What a legend. Dave, I'm bringing the Cuban coffee maker Naples to Creekside. Bless you, Kat. Bless you. Perdomo Lot 23. Admittedly, I have not had one of those in a very long time. So I'm going to remove my opinion from that one because it's probably been 7, 8, 9 years. Alex, any retailers in Bama going to get Vanguard? With your help, I bet we could do it. Would love to have some retailers in Alabama with Vanguard. Yeah, I mean it's quite literally just me and G with Vanguard, and we just made a cigar we really loved, and so we're just slowly and organically trying to get it out to as many places as possible. So if anybody wants their retailer to carry Vanguard, shoot me a message, shoot G a message, and we'll get their account set up. We distribute Vanguard through Sereno Cigars. Oh yeah, Smoke on the Water. Great. Yes, love Smoke on the Water. I was thinking more east in my head. Hyperbole will destroy us all is here. Do not feel weird, my friend. Welcome to the first ever Creekside Live. We're just getting warmed up. No, but Will, welcome. All right, here we go. Let's see here. Make sure I'm double checking that I'm caught up. Can someone not in the industry still get connections to have their own blend made? Short answer is yes. Long answer is it's a little more challenging. And but really the only thing standing in your way is like meeting the right person, or going and talking to some of these people in factories. Maybe you look at some stateside, and then having the upfront capital to run a production. And ultimately, you want to prep to run multiple of that production. So, yep. Just smoked the original Foundation Lancero, but haven't had the Havana seed line yet. Let us know how it compares. Ditto. Let us know. Brad. Great question. Early, I'm talking like first month in business, we almost brought Castagli in. And then, the things happen where you're like, oh, well, we also need to reorder all of these things. And so it just gets like pushed and pushed. But Castagli's on the short list. I would love to have their cigars in a Creekside. I think they make awesome cigars. We've got a couple new brands we're going to be introducing over the next 2 to 3 months here at Creekside. But I'll certainly put another highlight around that. If you want it, Brad, we'll have it. What's your favorite from Castagli? I always love Daughters of the Wind. I mean, I always loved that cigar. Alex, you get us into your retail friend in Alabama with 5 locations. There will be Vanguards with your name on them. Ooh, great question. Sheepdog Raider. Have any of the blind reviews made it above 90? Collectively, like aggregated score, no. The Creekside top 25 of 2026 are kind of stab at creating the most unbiased top 25 list. We have smoked through all of January, and there was one cigar that I gave a 94, Noah gave a 93, and then BG came in hot with like an 80 or an 81. The aggregated score was 89.5. That's the highest rated cigar yet. It was A7. That's all I know about it. Close foot, Maduro, tasted Nicaraguan. Sucker was delicious. Do you think? Oh, hold on. I just got lost. I'm back. And by the way, we're gonna do one more wheel spin tonight. We're gonna have another winner because that's how we roll. You ever made a smoke room in your own house, like a long-term one? I have not. But I think there's a few videos on YouTube about people who have. Love to see you guys do a construction 101 series. Wrappers, sizes compared visually, talk about the toothiness, etc. My dog's name is Bob. I am saving this. That is a great idea. Ooh, I've never House of Manners. Next time in Nashville, head south to visit Mission Cigar and Social. I have. I've never heard of that place. I will certainly go down. I try and go to Nashville. I don't know. I feel like I'm there every other month or so. It's a pretty short little drive. Yeah. Bob. My dog's name is Bob. That's a great point. We will kind of like the rubric of what we mean with what we say. I think it's a great idea. Connor's been talking about making a video like that for a long time. We need to sit down and just kind of map it out and put it together and do it. Mole. That's a great idea, Mole. What is A7? Yep. Saving that. Also, okay, I have to share one other thing I'm excited about before we wrap tonight. Okay. This sucker. So we talked about this. I had Noah Smoke It Blind on one of the podcasts. We've talked about it in a few, but we are coming out with our own cigar, different than customs in the way that this will be like a box cigar. We'll distribute it across the U.S. We're making it with Tabacalera La Isla, Ostos Fernandez. And I have one more sample left. I was actually planning to smoke this tonight, and then I got these Dis Coronas in, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna save it. But I'm so excited about this cigar. It's a really cool blend. ASP Ecuadorian Desperado wrapper. Connecticut broadleaf binder. So like when you peel back this like light Connecticut, it's like a Maduro looking cigar, like because of the binder, which is wrapper. It's basically the binder we used is like broadleaf wrapper that you sort out because it has some visual imperfections. And we were trying to get thinner broadleaf because a thick broadleaf with a Connecticut shade wrapper on top, the burn would probably get pretty wonky. And then the fillers, a lot of Nicaraguan tobacco, little Dominican tobacco, little bit of broadleaf in the filler. Really fascinating blend, fantastic cigar. And maybe on the next live, we'll do a sneak peek at the packaging so you guys can see it. And whoever's on, we'll see if we can get some more of the production. They're rolling them right now, and we can smoke them. But I'm very excited to introduce you guys to Queen of the West. Is Josh in the house? Bring on CP and Josh to say what up. I will be doing that. I'm in a different location right now from those two gents holding down the fort over at the creek. All right, I'm going to answer a few more questions before we wrap tonight. This has been a lot of fun. Maybe you can imagine, but just imagine you're me. It's just me on the live. And all day I'm like, can I talk to myself for this amount of time? And so I just want to say thank you for being so active in the chat tonight. It's been really helpful and a lot of fun to engage and talk about the stuff. And I also really want to know, what do you want to see in the lives? Do you want to see more interviews where we can get like remote people in because it's a stream? Do you guys want to see people from the shop? We're definitely going to be bringing back a handful of times this year, if he'll agree to it, some Griff and Dave show where we'll kind of go through different topics. We'll do some blind smoking. We'll do blind bourbon. We will discuss some topics in cigars. We'll hang out. I really want this to be another layer of community in Creekside where we can all kind of come hang out on a Friday night, drink, smoke in good company. Okay, coming back here. What's your most sold cigar in the humidor? Rodriguez Reserva Privada Corona. Oh, hold on. That looked like a good one. Oh, man. Dave, has there been any pushback or resentment from any legacy, necessarily meaning brands, folks in the industry, to how fast Creekside has blown up over the last few years? Very limited, I would say. I've certainly had some comments and some phone calls with people who are more like just befuddled. Like, what are you doing? What did you do? I'm like, I don't know. I think we just found the greatest group of people who smoke cigars in the country. And we're just trying to find ways for all of us to be together and hang out. And we are laser focused on providing an exceptional guest experience that doesn't cut corners, and starts a new wave of other lounges who also want to do it that way or who already are doing it that way. And so that's a great question, Ty. A little bit of yes, but a lot more way more encouragement than negativity. House Manners, thank you so much for that. Yeah, if you guys aren't part of the Creekside Monthly Club, would love to have you be a part of that. We have so much fun curating that every single month. This month alone, we have 2 new brands being introduced in it. This is like a powerhouse box, which I'm excited for. Really delicious cigars in there. Some cool sizes as well. Hunter Herzog said, oh, not necessarily meaning brands. You mean like other retailers, Ty? How big do you want to get Vanguard? I have a shop that has locations all across Michigan, a few in Ohio and Indiana. I have a connection with their head cigar manager who orders for all. Hunter, let's go. Let's blow it up. Well, I mean, Vanguard gets as big as each production gets, right? So if this next production can service, I don't know, if we can make 500 boxes or 1,000 boxes, then that's as big as it can get for that one. And then we'll get ready for the next one. But we're doing it slowly but surely. Like, fact, not exaggerating, me and G have pulled out approximately $0 from Griffin Day Ventures LLC. We've had it since 2022. And we just make cigars, put the money back in to make more cigars, to then make more cigars to keep up with it. And so we're kind of just in it for the love of it and want to keep growing it. Maybe one day we can make $1. That would be cool. I'd probably just print it out on my wall. But anyway, that would be awesome, Hunter, if you could hook us up with them. All right, I'm going to let's do 3 more questions here. Okay, here we go. Oh, all right, I'm just getting to here we go. Austin, you the man. Chad, you the gentleman. Tasting notes for Queen. Where did it go? I always like to look at it. Okay, so here's the cool part about Queen. it actually, to me, it tastes like it's like a pretty Nicaraguan heavy cigar. It has a lot of sweetness. It has a I would call it medium, wanting to walk towards medium plus, but maybe not quite medium plus. It's got this like beautiful leathery sensation to it, kind of like a sweet leatheriness. Chocolate, that broadleaf brought out like this crazy amount of chocolate, and then there's some hints of this florality that comes from the Dominican tobaccos in it. So think like it's pretty creamy, it's pretty chocolatey, it's got some florality, and it still has that like, that like twang that like Connecticut cigars have, a little citrus note to it. It still has a little bit of that, but it's more creamy than it is that. It's a really delicious cigar. I'm so happy with how it came out, and the credit goes to our boy Hostos. If you haven't watched that video where we're just sitting at the table at La Isla, and it's like pretty unedited for like 15 minutes of us just going back and forth, I highly recommend you check it out. That was us blending Queen of the West. So the conversations we're having, the questions I'm asking, the pushback, that's all like Queen of the West. All right. Brad, we will bring more BG and Wick just for you. And I'm thinking of a question here to do the last wheel spin of the night. So everybody hang on so we can bless one more person. When are we going to re-up merch store? I want to say it'll be up in the next 2 weeks. And then here's the last question. 2 last questions. Bruce, what collab do you want to do with another cigar manufacturer? Always wanted to do one with Warped. That's coming out this spring. Wanted to do more with Crown Heads. That's coming out. I head to Nicaragua on Sunday to work with someone that I am so excited to work with. We're not going to announce that just yet. But while we're out there, I'm also going to stop by and see a customs project we're doing at Aganorsa. And then I would love to do one with Principal this year as well. All right. Final thoughts. Yeah, Mole, I know. I said twang. I said it. I don't take it back. Final thoughts on the Disc Corona. Keep in mind, I've been talking and letting this thing go out for the past hour and a half, 2 hours. It is so delicious. My final thoughts are like, we have to do this. I'm sending one to Dana. It was his idea, so he gets to smoke a sample. I think he's going to love it. I really do. And if he doesn't, we still got to do this thing. So anyway, you guys check this out. When it comes out, you're going to want to grab this 5x44. We're definitely keeping that closed foot. That thing was, I just sat there and smelled it for like 5 minutes. Really, really delicious. Not too strong, not overpowering. It was awesome. All right. Oh, man, that's funny. Okay. Oh, what should this question be? You know, I had one and then I forgot it. And so now I'm sitting here. Oh, no. Somebody cue the Jeopardy music for me. Maybe I'll answer another question while I'm trying to think about this. Ooh, Timeless Supreme is a chocolate bomb. I can concur with that. All right, this is an easy question. But you have to get the size right. I've said it at least 3 times in this live show. Everybody get ready. I've said it 3 times. What is the number 1 selling cigar at Creekside? I need the name of the company, the name of the line, and the size. Go. Mull, nailed it. Nice. Mull. Ding, ding, ding. Oh, here they all come. What he said. Mull, congrats, brother. All right. Let's spin this wheel, Mr. Miller. $25 gift card, Mull, coming your way. You can expect it in your inbox shortly. Boom. Herfound represent. Let's go. Congrats, Mull. Enjoy that. Pick out something cool. All right, everybody. I think more of these. This was a lot of fun tonight. I'm looking forward to bringing on some friends, some guests, answering more questions, doing some cool theme nights, smoking blind, drinking blind. And hopefully we can do a lot more of these in the future. And I just want to say thank you before y'all jump off. Thank you so much. Thank you for engaging in the chat. You make running Creekside literally like the most fun thing in the world to me. And I'm very grateful for each and every one of you. So thank you for letting me do this and have fun and hang out and share some thoughts and some cigars together. It means a lot to me. Yeah. Hey, if you're not already in our Discord, go in the Discord. We'll do I'm going to hop in there I'm going to try and hop in there for 5 or 10 minutes. I won't talk too much because I've done all the talking. I just want to hang. But until next time, you guys know the drill around here. Go smoke in good company.